This box is like the our guy box.
Can I tell you how many times I've said,
Yeah.
my guy, but this is
We've
one of
got
my guys.
some
Yeah.
guys.
Play ball!
Welcome to Ordinary Effort, where a bunch of random guys get some random baseball players and try not to biff the grid. I'm Mike here with my buddy Josh. We're looking at Immaculate Grid 240. And Josh, we've had so many interesting guests on recently. Like we started out just doing these, the two of us, and it's not that it's weird that we're doing a grid without a guest, but like we've had so many of those sprinkled in, they've been fun. But it's also fun to get back to like, just us, like just our own minds in the room here.
Yeah. It's like the whirlwind a little bit, and it's good to keep the main thing a little bit here and kind of go back to the roots here. We've been doing this for a while now, but yeah, I mean, this is a good looking grid. I mean, I feel like it's a good mix of like when these interesting stat categories come up, teams that are not like those big East Coast, Yankees, Mets, or anything like that. So, I mean, where do you want to jump in?
I love the sub three ERA
Yeah,
category, and I'm
yeah,
I'm debating, do I want to end with that because it's going to be it's the possibility. Why don't we? Do you
yeah.
want to flip this and do teams first? Because I know we usually save
Let's
that,
do it.
but
Yeah,
let's go teams first.
yeah.
Um, so let's start with Braves. Let's start in the middle because why not? Braves
Why not?
Brewers.
Okay, Braves, Brewers. So you've got Contreras, right? Wasn't one of the am I right that
Yeah.
William Contreras was a
Yes.
Brave?
Yeah, he was part of
Uh
the Sean Murphy trade, I think, right?
you're
He
right.
started. Yep, he
Yeah.
did start with the Braves. Um, Did did Marquise Grissom? I know Grissom was on the
Oh,
Braves in the 90s, and for some reason, I don't know if he ended his career in Milwaukee, but I want to say that he had a couple years with the Brewers. Not 100%
he
sure.
so I know you played for the Expos. I like to use him for Nats whenever that comes up.
Yes.
I don't know for sure if he played for the Brewers. As a
I want to say that he
yeah.
did. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
think of
mean,
anybody. Yeah.
there's got to be some, I feel like, relief pitchers who maybe have like changed hands.
Hey, didn't Orlando Arcia start in Milwaukee?
Oh,
I mean, he's been on the Braves for a couple of years now, so he might be top of mind for people, but I think he fits here too.
yeah, he might. I'm foggy on that. Um,
I'm thinking about relief pitchers, and I don't. There's none that are immediately coming to mind.
like, yeah, most of the Brewers pen right now, I feel like I can't think of anybody who pitched for the Braves as well.
I'm sure there's like a very obvious one that
There's
somebody's
probably
going to see
someone
this
we're
and put in the
missing.
comments like, "How
Yeah.
did you miss this guy?" um,
Positive about it. Yeah. I mean, Grissom, I don't know if he played for the Brewers. I know Contreras works. I don't think that's going to be particularly strong.
yeah,
Um,
I I if we're gonna try to go rarity, and I don't even know if this is gonna be that rare, but I kind of want to gamble on Grissom because for some reason I can
yeah,
picture him in a Brewers jersey in my head.
yeah.
And I might be mixing him up with like Lorenzo Kane or another center fielder that
Well, I
like
don't think Lorenzo Kane played for the Braves. You might
no, he
you
didn't.
might be right. Grissom, we're on the same page, like infielder, right? Though, like he mostly played.
No, so Vaughn Grissom's an infielder.
Oh, you're talking about.
Marquise
Okay,
Grissom
okay. Well,
was a
wow,
center fielder.
my head, I thought he played some infield. Okay, my bad.
I mean, he may
Yeah, I
yeah, I know him as a center fielder. If he
I'm
played
good
anywhere
with
else,
trying it. Yeah.
all right, let's go Marquise Grissom and hope that we don't start with a biff. There we go,
Okay, nice.
3%. All
That is,
right,
yeah, we
and
made the
he's got the
right call
expo.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
nice.
Now,
Love it. Want to do White Sox Braves?
so yeah, so okay, in the off season, right? The Braves and the White Sox had that huge trade where it was Aaron Bummer, Mike Soroka, Nicky
Oh,
Lopez, Braden Schumach. I don't know how you pronounce it. Actually,
yeah.
that would be I feel like because Nicky Lopez, actually none of these guys I think are like the most top of mind
Yeah,
necessarily, because it wasn't like I don't think there was a blockbuster guy. Like Bummer was the guy, but even that he's like a relief pitcher that he hasn't been a closer.
yeah.
So yeah, we have some options just with that trade alone.
I
Um,
like Nicky Lopez a lot. I remember being surprised he was a guy the Braves targeted and thought maybe he was just going to be one of those guys who just like unlocked another level with them. The obvious
yeah,
one is also Chris Sale throughout here, but I don't think we
yep,
use Sale here.
right.
Um,
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. So I think we should acknowledge this is an older grid, so this may have been before these players were there. So
Possible,
maybe
yeah.
a slightly artificially low rarity score, but I think, I think. Well, Nicky Lopez actually was on the Braves last season. So, oh wait, I'm sorry. That's right. Yes, he was not on the
So
White Sox
one of
last
those
season.
guys I think is good to throw on there, Bummer or Nicky Lopez. I don't think we have to super I like Nicky Lopez,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's do look at Nicky
Yeah.
Lopez. 0.1%
Okay,
hidden
nice.
gem. Again,
Love
a little
it.
bit of an asterisk, but we'll take it for the
Yeah.
older grid. But yeah, all right, we'll do that. So
This is Mike, this box is like the our guy box. There's and you can say
now
this about a couple
I
guys
was gonna
here.
say I've been looking through our old stuff, and can I tell you how many times I've said
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
guy? But this is
We've
one of
got
our guys.
some
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I mean,
None of
I'm
those
gonna
guys. Well,
we got to shout out Mark Melanson because this is
always.
basically a Mark Melanson podcast at this point.
I mean, might as well
But
be.
uh, we might be thinking about the other guy, like first guy to
First, yeah,
first
yeah.
major league player to engage with our channel that can remember the day we saw him engaging and we're just over the moon excited.
Oh yeah, very excited. Let's just cut to it, right? Denny Nagel. Hey,
Denny
thanks for following
Nagel.
us, and we're
Yeah.
gonna put you on this grid.
World Series champ Denny Nagel, by
That's
the
right,
way, from my New York Yankees. But yeah, Denny Nagel works here. Love it.
3%.
Hey,
Nice column here.
well
Great
deserved.
column,
Yeah.
and he's in the Pirates tab.
Nice. Love
All
it.
right, so we said we're gonna save the 3 ERA. Let's jump to the
Yeah.
middle. 300 plus career home runs. You want to stay in the Pirates column because I have once again I have a former Met for this one.
Okay, let's hear it. Yeah.
So it's Jeremy Burnitz.
Oh,
He also works for the Brewers, I think, but I can think of other guys for the Brewers, and
yeah.
I'm outside of like I mean, I'm not we're not putting Barry Bonds here.
Yeah. Right.
I refuse to do that. Um, but yeah, Burnitz had over 300 home runs. I know that much. I don't think it was a lot more than that, but I know he had over 300.
I like it. The other guy was just like not I don't say shocked, but I just feel like we were talking about this recently because we used him on the grid before. People forget that Carlos Santana has passed 300 home runs. He
Yes.
actually worked, he worked for the Brewers and the
Oh, he
Pirates
does work
here.
for the
We've used him
Brewers.
a couple of times, but I want to give him a shout because I feel like
Yep. Yep.
underappreciated guy who just posted a lot of years. But I love Jeremy Burnitz here.
All
Yeah, I
right.
think we
Yeah.
should do
Let's
it. Yeah.
Jeremy Burnitz. 0.4%,
Nice.
another hidden gem.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. So we burned
Nice.
Burnitz for the Brewers, so he's off the table. But you said Carlos Santana works here.
He does.
There's also did did Curtis Granderson? I'm not sure if Granderson had
Um,
300,
that's a
but
good
I know he
question.
played for the
I'm not
Brewers.
sure.
Yeah, I don't feel confident enough to say he did. I want to say he might have come close, but I don't know that he fully got there.
I think
Um,
we had a debate with went back and forth back on episode or the group we did with Joe Rico's 230 or something like that. We talked about Robin Yount, whether or not he would have eclipsed it based on
mm,
just like
oh no, it wasn't. Yeah, it
volume.
was
It wasn't
Molitor.
Yount, it was
It was
Molitor. Okay.
Molitor
So
because he also
Yount
played
is
for
a
the
name
Jays.
here. I don't know if he hit 300, but if he did, I feel like he's like synonymous with Brewers, so maybe not our
Yeah.
best.
Gary Sheffield was on the
Oh,
Brewers very early in his career. He definitely has, I think, over 400, maybe over 500. Does he have over 500? He has a lot of home. He has well over
he's got
300,
a
and he
lot.
fits here.
Yeah.
And then there's also, actually, he fits for the White Sox too. Carlos Lee. I feel like
Ooh,
Carlos Lee does not get any respect on these grids. Every time I've ever used Carlos Lee, he's like 2% or
yeah.
less. And I don't understand it because he had a solid career.
I like that
Um,
a lot, actually.
yeah.
I think that's
So
a name people don't think about as much. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I like using Greg Vaughn for the Brewers, but I'm not 100% sure if
Yeah.
he, I would imagine, I mean, he had a bunch of like 30 plus homer seasons, a couple 40 plus homer seasons. Did he have enough of them to pass 300? Maybe. You want,
Maybe.
I'm overthinking this. Do you want to go?
No, it's a good one to 300 is just one of those like you got to be a really good hitter to hit three home runs. I think we go Carlos Lee. I think
All right.
name we haven't shouted out.
Carlos Lee, 1%.
Nice. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, we can't
300.
use Frank Thomas on this box. We're
No,
talking about
we're
White Sox,
absolutely not.
300 home runs. I refuse to use him.
Yeah.
It's the same debate about Granderson, right? Because he played for the White Sox. Did he? Or
No,
am I
Granderson,
wrong?
no, he didn't play for the White
Okay,
Sox.
okay, okay.
You've
Plays so many
got,
teams, I mixed that up. Yeah. Um,
so you've got a couple of those swerve guys, like Manny Ramirez played briefly for
yeah.
the White Sox. Ken Griffey Jr. played for the White Sox. Both of these guys work here.
Sammy
Um,
Sosa, feel like is
yes,
not often remembered on the White Sox, but did play there. But again, the volume is so high.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Did Paul Konerko?
I was
I
wondering
feel like
that too.
I feel like we bypassed Konerko for I don't know if it was Silver Slugger or something. And I remember after the
Yeah.
fact because I think it was the one where we got like a 70% on Frank Thomas or something ridiculous. And
Yeah.
I looked up Konerko after, and his career was very good, like
Yeah.
way underrated.
As a kid, I just like that was the name. Just like,
Yeah,
power hitting first baseman. Of course, obviously had like McGuire and stuff, but
yeah.
there's also Jermaine Dye, who I feel like is a little
Ooh,
underappreciated. We've used him before for a different stat.
Silver
Uh
Slugger.
yeah,
Did
I
he
want to
hit?
say
Did he hit 300?
he did, but not by a lot.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah,
But
I
that's probably a
wonder,
good thing, right?
do you
Like,
think AJ Przinsky? No, probably not that many, right? I think he's more in like the
mm,
maybe
I don't.
I don't know if he
Yeah,
was that prolific of a power hitter.
no. While we're talking about catchers, though, Carlton Fisk was
Oh,
he was there for a while though. I want to say he was only on two teams in it, the White Sox and the Red Sox in his career, so he's probably
hmm,
pretty pretty well known as a White Sox. But I think he has over 300 also. So we have options here too. What about
yeah.
Maglia
Oh,
Ordonez?
you know what? I just saw a tweet recently. If I get the shout right, I'm pretty sure it was from Not Gaetti, who's a great follow on Twitter, who just posts about guys you just forget about often. Not enough people talk about is his thing. And I want to say he did Maglio because his stats were just like phenomenal. Um, I hope I'm right, but if we're trying to go out on a limb, I'm pretty sure Maglio, this is probably not the best race story
Hmm.
ever. Maglio,
Let's do a little math here. So he had a 14-year
yeah, good
career.
point. 14-year
If he
career, he would
played
have,
full seasons at the beginning of his career and he would have had to have hit close to 30, that makes me nervous.
yeah, he would have had to average like 25 home runs, something like that. 20
Yeah,
to
probably a little
20 to
more.
25.
Eh,
That's tight. So I think if we narrowed it down, we got Canerco, Jermaine Dye, include Brisket and Maglio, but it's a shorter career. You're right. Maybe
Yeah.
that's not the best one. I want to say Canerco would have got there. I know Jermaine Dye did if that helps.
You know what? We've used Dye. Why don't we
Yeah.
try why don't we try Konerko?
Yeah, let's give it a go. I think so.
I mean, he's pretty well known as a White Sox guy, so this might be a little higher than
Yeah.
we'd like it to be, but yep, 12%.
Okay. All right.
I got to look up his numbers because I think he was incredibly underrated, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. All
I
right,
think
so
you're right.
this is the fun column.
We've got some ways to make
Hmm,
up that 12 year. Yeah, it's sub 3 ERA. If people are not familiar with this one, no innings minimum. So
right.
you've got
Oh,
some really good options here.
yeah, this is wide
Yeah,
open.
love it. Um, Where do you want to start? Pirates and just go down the row, or
Yeah, let's do Pirates. I mean, so Melanson fits because Mark Melanson fits many
yeah,
boxes on these grids. But trying to diversify the portfolio here because I know more players than Mark Melanson.
yeah,
Uh, not a ton. Um, so you have like I'm trying to think of like some of the closers from like 10, 15 years ago. You remember Jason Grilly
yeah. It
and
does sound familiar.
what's the other guy? Joel Hanrahan. I don't know if he was. I'm just pulling obscure names or not or semi-obscure names, who I know closed. Do you remember though? Oh, this might be a good one actually. Do you remember Keone Kela? I don't know how to pronounce his name. He pitched for the
I
Rangers,
don't.
and then he went to I don't know what order, but I think he pitched for the Pirates. And I remember this because he was on my fantasy radar for potential closer gig when somebody got hurt.
Okay.
And I think he had some pretty good seasons.
Yeah, the name does not ring a bell,
Oh, great. Okay.
but if you're right, I mean, it's going to be a pretty good score, I think. I mean, I probably Bednar did it, Dave
Yeah.
Bednar, but I
Yep.
want to stay away from him. Same with like Garrett Cole's early years,
Mm.
or even Chapman more recently, perhaps.
Well, Aroldis Chapman,
Yeah.
he's only been on the Pirates in 2024, and his
Okay.
ERA,
Okay.
I
Yeah, he's
don't think
not
his
that
ERA
great then.
is
Yeah.
no.
For some reason, I thought he was on it earlier too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like going for.
Do you want to go
This is how
Keela?
unfamiliar I am with the guy. I can't even spit back his name to you.
Ke-
But
Ke-
yeah.
Keone Kela. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is a Louis Aparicio situation where I'm definitely butchering the name.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Do you want to
another
go Keela?
apologies to the family. Let's do it.
Right?
Yeah.
Part two.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. I know how to spell it. And oh wow,
Oh,
0.1% for Keone Keela. Love it. Another hidden gem.
nice.
Okay.
Oh man, that's good.
All right. Final two boxes here. Where do you want to go? White Sox or Brewers?
Let's see. The Brewers are just absolutely stacked with bullpen talent.
Yeah.
I think we could leave that, maybe try to knock out the White Sox. White Sox sub 3 ERA. Okay, so Liam Hendricks is probably the obvious one. I
Yep.
wonder about Joe Kelly, who had a short stint. We've used him before, so I'm trying to
Hmm.
diversify it up.
So you also have Aaron Bummer. You
Yeah,
probably have Garrett Crochet.
yeah,
Well, currently, but also I believe as a relief pitcher in past years too. He's been pretty good. Uh, I I wish I could pull like a more. I mean, Francisco Liriano was on the White Sox. I don't know
yeah,
how good he was with the White Sox though to say that he had a sub 3 ERA. But I do know that yeah, like that White Sox bullpen of like 4 or 5 years ago, before the White Sox were playing 200 baseball,
yeah,
they had a pretty deep bullpen to pull from there.
yeah. I mean, you've also got, I think Jake Diekman pitched for the White Sox at
Mhm.
one of his many teams. I don't know if he would have had a sub 3 ERA.
Yeah, that I don't know about.
My brain wants to say, and I don't know if this is right first name, but Brebbia,
John Brebbia.
John
Yep.
Brebbia.
Yep.
Again, I just know a guy who I've maybe like was scouting for fantasy holds or something like that. And that doesn't mean he had a sub 3 ERA.
So
Um,
I don't know that he's been on the White Sox other than 2024. I think he came from the
yeah.
Giants last year, where he had a pretty good season, but I don't know that this year with the White Sox, I actually don't know what his current.
Oh, you know what? Didn't David Robertson have a short stint with the White Sox? I don't
I don't think
know
he did. I don't think it was that short actually.
really.
He was
Okay,
because I
so
think
maybe
he
he was on the team for longer. Yeah.
went there after the Yankees, I think,
Oh,
and
you're
he was
right.
their
You're right.
closer for a few years.
So that might not
Um,
actually be the rarest.
yeah. Do you want to go Aaron
Yeah.
Bummer?
Yeah, you know what? Like that's shouted him out earlier. We could come back to him. I feel like he was pretty good for them, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I feel reasonably confident here. I wish I could think of older players, but
I
I
know.
feel decent enough about Bummer.
Yeah, I'm good
You want
with
to throw
it.
him?
Yeah,
All right. Aaron Bummer, 1%.
100%. Haunting us with that Braves hat. Although Nicky
Ugh,
Lopez is a good pull, good pull.
yeah, yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
We can close this out, have a decent score here. We could probably keep it under 20, I think, just to do some quick
Yeah,
math. It's
yeah,
gonna be
we're gonna be, yeah,
close.
it's close.
Oof, we'd
Um,
have to be really close, actually.
there, yeah,
Um,
Brewers sub 3 ERA. So I'm assuming we're gonna avoid Josh Hader, Devin Williams.
Williams.
Um,
I
ooh,
mean, you've got more recently, you've got Joel Payamps last year, had a really good year. You could also put like Abner Uribe.
Abner Uribe.
Um,
Who's the other guy? Paguero.
yeah, Elvis
Is having.
Peguero, works here.
This shouldn't be on the list, but I'm pretty sure that I want to say 2022. Yeah, because he was on the Cubs in 2023. But Brad Boxberger had like
Oh,
a really resurgent season in 2022, and he was in the Brewers bullpen. Um, whether or not I like the other guys better though for this.
yeah.
You also have a couple older guys like K Rod was on the Brewers for a
Ooh.
bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Hobie Milner too. I think
Yeah.
decent reliever for them. They've got a lot of relievers. McGill as well.
Oh yeah, he's having a good season this year. And then
He is.
oh, I just lost it. Brent Suter was in the bullpen for them too.
Yeah, yeah,
And we're, I guess we're Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, also very
yeah.
obvious ones here too. That Freddie Peralta he might be
He
close.
sometimes hovers above a little bit, I
Yeah,
feel like.
yeah.
Th-
Uh,
We've got
hmm,
some options here.
I wonder. I wonder if Pete Vukovich. I know that in his
I
Cy
know.
Young season, his stats were no disrespect, but I looked at his Cy Young numbers
A
a
little
little
pedestrian.
bit, yeah, elevated for what you'd think of a Cy Young winner, and I think that was definitely WHIP, possibly
Yeah,
ERA. Also, I don't think I can justify using Pete Vukovich for the 12th time or
we
whatever it
can't. I
is on
mean,
these.
it
So
just we gotta get off of it. Yeah. I think out of the guys we've listed, Iams, Uribe,
I'm gonna let you make the call because I feel like you have a bunch of these guys in fantasy too.
I did. You know what? I don't know if people follow Joel Pines as much as I did, but I'm actually going to say I think we should do Abner Uribe.
Oh,
Watch me biff it, but
do
I
this
just
to me.
feel like oof, and now I'm nervous about the years. He only had a
Yeah.
chance to do it. Like I know Joel Pines did it.
All right. So let's. I mean,
We're
I don't think
debating
he's gonna
about,
be
yeah, I don't think he's going to be, I
through the
bet he's
roof.
like, maybe he's 2% or something like that, maybe less. Let's go Joel Pines, Joel Pines.
All right. Here we go. What is it? 0.3% ending with a
Yeah.
hidden gem.
Oh, we couldn't keep it under 20, but 20, but
No, 21 is
that's
good.
respectable. Yeah. All
21 is
right.
good. I mean, I guess it depends on who you
Um,
ask. Some people think this is mid, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I got a couple hidden gems here, right? One, two, three,
One, two,
four,
three,
four,
four.
four
Four
hidden
hidden
gems.
gems. We have a Maddox with the 21 rarity score. This is a respectable grid.
Yeah.
Couple nice I mean, mostly current guys, but I don't know, we have a decent mix of like the last 30
Yeah,
years or so,
Grissom
35 years.
and Denny. Yeah.
Denny, Burnitz.
Burnett's. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Good little
Konerko.
mix here. Yeah.
All right, we'll
Um,
take it.
yeah.
Cool. All right. This was good. Ordinary effort on Instagram, TikTok.
And then you can check out the podcast too on Spotify, Apple Podcast. And yeah, plenty of ways to keep gritting with us. So yeah, thanks for watching.